hip measurement, taking around all the bones, taking our waist, bust, and back. The next one is a cross front. So for the cross front now, this is what you're going to do. From this part where the armhole goes in, where it starts here, you know, our armhole, when it comes like this to this part, this particular part, I will show you on the figure that I draw there. But this part, zoom your video to see it. At this part is where you take your chest line measurement. Just above your bust. It's just above the bust before the armhole goes in. So you place your tape measure and measure across. And that's what 11. For height is 11. So the next measurement is a cross back. Can you please turn your back? So the cross back measurements, you take it. So you tell the client to pushed in a bit, not too much. Like you see my client is going deep in. You push in a bit so that this thing will come out. So you measure across, and that's 13. Let me just do this experiment for you. If you don't do that, if you just measure, you might not get. Can you see that what we have here is 12 and not 13? Because I didn't tell her to go in a bit. So she will push in a bit. This is quite much, but she'll just do it a bit like this. And then by the time she does that, when you take the measurements, you get 13. It's very important because we need to be able to move freely after you finish wearing the clothes. You don't want something that will cage you in. So that's 13. So for hand opening, the essence of the hand opening is because most time when we are taking measurements, when we want to wear sleeve, I've seen a lot of people take their sleeve measurement, wrist measurement from here. What we have here is 6, but your hand still needs to, your measurement still need to go across this part before you enter this part. Except you are sewing a stretchy fabric, you might have issue fitting the dress, the sleeve in. So what you need to do is tell your client to fold the hands a bit, just like not too much, like a fix, close to a fix. Then you measure across, and what you have is 9. So for this 9 now, it will enter her hand and the wrist area. But if you are sewing a fitted sleeve, then you need to know that your measurements will be taken on the wrist, and then there will be a zip or like an opening. Do you understand? So now the next thing is we have 9 for that. The next thing is a shoulder to bust point. When you are taking the measurement, because of the kind of pattern I use, I've seen a lot of people say, why would you take shoulder to bust point from this end and not this end? Because of the kind of pattern I make, we take ours from this edge, and then how do you know where to place your tape is all the issue that a lot of people used to have. So what you do is you come to the side. There is an invisible line from the back of this over here. There is an invisible line that goes down to the shoulder blade. So if you look at it from the back, there's an invisible line that goes to the shoulder blade. No, it's not like you'll be doing this when you want to measure your clients. I'm just for the sake of this class. So from the back of the ear, follow that roof. You see that line. I can still tell you how it goes down from here down. So from here is where you're taking the measurements. From the shoulder here is where you're taking the measurements. That part where the neck joins the front and back together. So you measure from there, shoulder to bust points, shoulder to chest line. This is our chest line, 5.5. This is our chest line. This is our bust point. Look up. Another thing is to tell your clients to look straight up. Don't look down. Ensure that your client is not looking down or looking up. but must be straight V. So these are 5.5. These are shoulder to bust points 8.5, 9.5 shoulder to under bust, because she's a child. She does not have too much like us. 9.5, and then shoulder to the tiniest part of our waist. Like I said, the tiniest part of our waist, I could get it. So once you get the tiniest part, tie a strip around it so that when you are coming to measure this part, you'll be able to get